At On a Divine Note, we explore a wide range of topics that nourish the soul and body. From healing and wellness to relationships and spirituality, we dive into the mind, self-care, trauma, love, and so much more.
Join us as we create a space for growth, connection, and holistic well-being. Welcome to On a Divine Note.
Welcome to today's episode of On a Divine Note. We have a truly special guest with us, someone whose hustle and versatility know no bounds. He's a life insurance agent, the owner of a thriving home improvement company, and a budget planner and financial coach, helping people to take control of their financial futures. But that's just the beginning. He is also a real estate agent, property investor, and owner of a successful barbershop. He's an author, a film writer, director, and actor. Yes, you heard that right. And to top it all off, one of his films was actually picked up by the legendary Master P. And if that wasn't enough, he is a dedicated father and a man who has achieved financial freedom on his own terms. Get ready to be inspired as we dive into the story of a true entrepreneur and multi-talented mogul. Please join me in welcoming Frankie Jones.
Thanks for having me here.
Yes, we're so happy to have you.
Yes.
How's everybody feeling?
Good.
Good.
That's a great intro. How you feel about that intro?
It was good. It was nice.
Okay, cool. All right, Frankie, so we always start with an icebreaker. Our icebreaker for today is, if your life was a movie, what would be the title and why?
If my life was a movie, what would be the title?
Mm-hmm.
The Unknown.
I love that.
Oh, wow.
That was quick.
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Because you never know. When I wake up, never know what's on my mind, never know what I'm going to go after, never know what kind of ideas and thoughts I'm going to have. You know?
I love that.
Wow.
I like that. Okay.
And that does actually explain it, like with all of your endeavors that you got going on right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unknown.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
I
Wow.
like that. What about y'all?
For me, mine's would be well, God, I feel like hold up, y'all. Wait, give me a second. Give me a second. I feel like mine's would be love.
Mm-hmm.
Love. I feel like it'll be love.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll be more so the reason why, because the true definition of love, like, do people really understand what that means?
Mm-hmm.
Like, leading with love, understanding what that means.
Yeah.
Not being
Yeah.
selfish in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So that describes me as
I
a
love
person.
that.
Yeah.
Love. I would say
Okay.
Love.
Love that.
For me, it would be divinely connected.
Mm.
And it'll be divinely connected just based off of like my spiritual journey and my life and the things that I've been through, and spiritual things, divine things that I've been through that brought me to be here right now and continuing to go through. So yeah, I would say divinely connected, because I've always had that connection with the
Yes.
divine, and it like helps me in my everyday life. So divinely connected
Yeah.
I love
I
that.
love that.
for sure.
Yes.
Mine would be living freely.
Mm.
And I just feel like that's just like what a lot of us chase, but specifically me, like I've always chased that just feeling of being able to live freely and
Yeah.
just like do what the heart wants and get up and
Yeah.
just
Yes.
go on my like crazy adventures or just like whatever
Yeah.
the heck I want to do, you know,
Yeah.
just being like that free spirit. So.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's a
Yeah.
good one.
I
Yeah,
love
I love
it.
Good one, y'all. I love that.
So, Frankie, if you can just kind of tell us, like, who are you? Who are you starting from the beginning? I know that's a loaded question.
Yeah, it's loaded. So how far from the beginning?
Whatever you want to share.
I mean, since I was younger, I just always had the entrepreneurial spirit in me. Just was a matter of trying to figure out which route or which lane I want to take in it, or
Mm-hmm.
what I wanted to do. I just knew I just wanted to work for myself and be my own boss.
Mm-hmm.
You know, elementary school, I was selling pencils.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I was selling pencils, you know. Having, buying a pack of pencils, maybe, I can't remember, 25 or 50 cents.
Wow.
Wow.
And then I was already writing I can write little short stories in elementary school. So
Wow.
the signs was there. It haven't developed yet from that, but it was there.
Mm,
Wow.
wow. And
Amazing.
yeah.
Starting at that young age.
Yes.
High
Pencils.
school? I mean, elementary
Elementary
school?
school, yep.
You wouldn't even. I wasn't.
I wouldn't have thought about
No.
selling nobody no
Making
pencils.
money.
Not at all.
And he probably made a couple of
Some good
dollars.
money.
Yeah.
Funny, just starting out,
Did you see your parents like doing that at home, or like?
Now my mother worked. My father was a hustler.
Oh, you got that from your
Maybe
dad.
got that
Okay.
mentality. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow, that's good.
And your so your mom worked. Was she at work a lot? Like what
Yeah,
was
she
your
always was,
household like?
going to school. Mother worked. Father was in the streets. So he's back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Jail. Grandmother, my uncle, all lived in the same house.
Mm.
Yeah.
So you wasn't really alone. Like someone was always there to be there for you, or
Well, everybody always worked. My father didn't live with me.
yeah.
Yeah, but everybody else worked. So basically, I was in there by myself. Had the,
Yeah.
the key around my shoestring, coming house after school.
At what age though?
Elementary school age.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh
So
wow.
during that time, my mom was just always,
Yeah.
So you had to
Yeah.
grow up early, would you say?
Yeah.
basically. Yeah.
Wow. And what
Be
do
more
you?
responsible, just do stuff, I was on my own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were.
Wow. Cooking for yourself too?
It was
Microwave?
Yeah, it was more microwave. It wasn't into the cooking.
And right. Not at that time.
No.
Wow. So you always saw everybody working or hustling or getting out there and getting it.
Mm.
Now, with you seeing everybody in the house at work all the time, did that make you feel like I don't want to have my whole day?
I think that's where it came from.
Okay.
Mhm.
Because after, later on, when I started getting into playing basketball, everybody had to work.
Yeah.
So eventually, when I had kids, I didn't want to
You
can't come
Right.
because I got to work.
Mm.
So I think during that process, it was a process when I was figuring out
Hmm.
during that time. That's what I wanted to do.
wow.
Oh.
Yeah. But of course, you experience your first job when when you turn 14.
Yeah.
Once you go work.
Yeah.
To me, that's crazy. But
Yeah.
that's what they've was pushing.
Pushing out
Yeah.
there.
You know?
Mhm.
So I had my first job at Park Sausages.
Okay.
At how old?
14. I think it was
Okay.
14.
Wow. Okay.
14. Yep. Didn't like it. First of all, it was summertime, but we worked inside of a freezer, so we had to wear coats.
Oh wow.
Oh.
So
wow.
that was crazy right there.
Yeah.
Then you making sandwiches. I think for school camps.
Mm.
Now the line you just got to keep on. They got the man on the what's the thing called?
The microphone.
The intercom.
Intercom.
Yelling.
Oh.
Everybody. So he stand up on the thing yelling.
Mm.
You got to ask when you got to go on
Yeah.
bathroom. You got to go on
Yeah.
a break a certain time. Everything is programmed.
Yes.
And I didn't like that from the start. So I was there for like a week.
Wow.
I'm surprised it was only a week. I thought you look. That's the first day.
Oh my God.
So that was my
Sheesh.
first experience of a job. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
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 And then where'd you go from there?
So that was 14. So I didn't have no experience, no more jobs until later on. Because I was playing basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Then, you try to dabble in the streets, do the street thing.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, I think the job after that, I don't even remember. Oh, I might was driving a school bus.
Okay. Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
But that was after I graduated. That was after.
High school.
Graduated and
Okay.
everything.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, I did have one job in high school. I had a job at the Rugged Warehouse. Remember?
Oh, okay. No.
Record.
The Rugged Warehouse.
Rugged.
Rugged.
Parkville. It was a store that opened up. It was like I forgot that store out in Harford County where the jeans be low prices.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
But then they were selling like Guess jeans,
Uh-huh.
Parasuco jeans
Yeah, for cheaper.
for cheap.
Oh,
One of them
okay.
Polo shirts.
Yeah, yeah.
That store had just opened up.
I don't know if I can't believe I don't remember that
Yeah.
store.
That was about
Yeah.
that was in like 98, 99.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
But of course, we got cool. Me and my man, we got cool with the managers, worked some stuff out, and next thing you know, I was taking the clothes inside the school.
Selling them.
And selling it at school.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had the downstairs, and my man had the second floor.
Okay.
So we had jeans, we had polo shirts, like I said, vest jeans, parasuit jeans, polo shirt, polo underclothes, man, and we was selling them for $20.
So okay, you were selling for $20, but you had to give the store manager something, right?
I mean, yeah.
Like a little
They wanted a little
percentage.
percentage.
Y'all
of it.
probably
I can't remember how.
right,
Yeah,
right, not much.
I can't remember, but yeah.
What?
But all I know, we was making money every day.
Yes.
You know, and then, the girls, they had their little job, so on Fridays they get paid
They buying
clothes.
clothes.
buying clothes.
That's a smart idea.
Yep.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's only $20. Jane, guess was way more than that back then.
Yeah, exactly.
It was $20. So I knew besides they walk, that's I can tell the women's sizes from
Yeah.
that.
Did anybody ever put you onto this mindset, or did you just like, this will make sense? Like I could make money this way.
No, I always like looked at something as an opportunity sometimes.
Yeah.
Boss when,
That's crazy.
That's very
to
that's
already
when,
have
when they open the store, you wonder, well, I don't know, everybody wonder, but like how are they selling the clothes so cheap?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's why
Because they getting it cheap
Yeah.
for real.
right.
Wow.
that's crazy.
So this was high school that you
High
was doing this?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
And so with you saying that you're getting your money every single day, you said, I'm not going back into another job. So how long did you stay at that particular company?
Until we ran the dry.
Oh, wow.
Couldn't do it no more.
Nothing left.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it wasn't gonna last too long, but it was,
Mhm.
it lasted long enough.
Dang.
Yeah.
He's so funny.
I ain't have it on the first floor. My man had it upstairs, but he ain't have it. I had it.
Yeah.
Is that why you got into? Because you had your own clothing line, or didn't you have your own store?
I had a stand up on Darman.
Yeah. Is that where it sparked it from when you were younger?
Well, the clothes maybe, but how I got into the clothes during after high school, because during that time I didn't know what I wanted to do. I stopped playing basketball. So during that time you lost. You got your, everybody saying you need to get a job, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to get a job.
Yeah.
I'm struggling.
Wow.
So I was drawing cartoon characters for little kids, and their grandma used to pay me for it.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Wow.
And then I used to go to Joanne Fabric and get the paint
Yeah.
and draw the cartoons. But one day I was sitting there, I just drew the glitter paint, and I drew struggling on the shirt, and I put it on a hat. And my cousin, he put it on, and when he wore it, everybody was asking for it.
Wow.
So he called me like, man, they keep asking for it. So I was piece by piece, I was just drawing it. Then I went and got some sweatpants, put in the trunk of the car, was riding around West Baltimore, East Baltimore. They was loving it.
Just from your painting.
Just for my paint.
That is
I
Wow.
would just do it different kind of ways. Maybe put struggling on pants with glitter around it.
Yeah.
Just different kind of ways. But it was, then it caught the attention of Mondawmin,
Wow.
and they wanted me to ask me did I want to get the stand weekend. I think it was like on that time like $600 for the weekend a week.
Okay.
600 a month for the weekend. Yeah.
But you making a lot.
Which wasn't bad.
Yeah.
And I did it, but I was making so much money off the
Yeah.
weekend. They was like, you might as well go full time every day, and that was like $1,400 a month.
Okay. That's
Mind you,
still
I'm
good.
20 years old. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't really know this business. I ain't go to school for this. I'm just
Right.
winging it.
Doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did that. I was making a lot of money,
Wow.
but again, that was my first experience with business. So I would take the money out the cash register. I'm in the mall already.
Right. not gonna spend it.
Spend it.
Yeah, because you're
Go
young.
shop.
Yeah.
Spend it, and it was there. So people was working for me. I was paying them out I wasn't doing nothing the right way, but it was getting done.
Yeah.
Right.
But at the Christmas season, the malls go up when they rent.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
During that October, November, December season.
Okay.
So instead of me paying $1,400, I think I was at $3,000.
Oh, they went that high?
Yeah.
For a stand.
Dang, for a
Damn.
that is
Wow.
sick.
And then you figure it's Mondawmin. So Mondawmin was like,
Yeah, it's popping back then.
It was
Yeah.
popping back then.
Yeah.
but all the stands basically went out of business after that.
Wow.
Yeah, all the stands left. A lot of them left.
Yeah, that's too much.
Because
to
that got
pay.
expensive. That's
Yeah,
why.
that's a lot.
And back then, that was expensive. Remember?
Yeah.
Like this is back in the day where
Yeah.
things wasn't that expensive.
Right.
I still had families, so I'm paying $1,400 here.
Oh.
I'm still, I'm not budgeting the right way. I'm not doing none of that. I'm just
Wow.
winging every day.
So when you say you had family, so you had you had kids
I
at
had
that
my
time?
son. Yeah, my son was.
Oh,
My
okay.
son was here. Yeah, my son was here.
Oh,
He maybe
I
was like
didn't
one
even
at
know
the
you had a
time.
son.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
See, wow, we
When
gotta
did
talk
you
about
have
his
your-
I
family
know,
life,
right?
right?
Yeah.
I thought you
My
just
son
had
was
your
born
daughter.
in 01.
Okay.
How old were you when you had your son?
I think I was 18,
Oh, wow. So you're young, Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's 25.
24.
24. He about to be
He
25.
just
or
turned
just
24 in January.
Oh, yeah, because
My
Kevin about
age,
to
I'm
be
01.
25.
Yeah,
Kevin
exactly.
2000. Oh, wow.
Wow. So
That
how did
is-
you do that? Like, because, with me, with my son, it's
Mhm.
hard for me to try to do business things and still take care of him to have like something like a steady income coming in for him.
Yeah.
So like how did you do that? Like balance like taking care of your family, but also like
Being an
going into
entrepreneur.
entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, my son stayed with me a lot. I mean, well, when he was little, so he
Yeah.
stayed with me a lot. Like his grandmother might have watched him like daycare sometimes, but for the most part,
He's with
if
you.
I'm out and about, he was with me.
Okay.
So I really didn't have a problem with that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
And you were making the money, so you were able to take care of him.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
Wow.
And after that, of course he couldn't be at the mall with me all the time, but
Mhm.
through his grandmother or his mother, or have him. But once I opened up the barber shop or started cutting hair, I didn't open up a shop yet. He was in the shop with me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Yeah.
Oh,
So he
okay.
was always there with you, seeing you just hustle.
Yeah, he's seen everything.
and do-
He's seen everything.
So I'm sure now he's probably doing the same thing.
He know how.
Oh, well, he
Okay.
knows how. He
Yeah,
just
it
now he
just- it
haven't
just-
picked it up
Yeah,
yet.
it just whenever, he's still
He's
young.
ready. Mhm.
Well, it was instilled in him.
It's
Yeah.
instilled. It's
why
in the
he-
blood.
It's in there.
Mhm.
Yeah, he know how.
Yeah.
And then you said you got into barber, like doing hair, cutting hair.
Mhm.
How did
So
that?
after I left the mall, that's when I started driving the school bus.
Okay.
After
Okay.
The mall.
Okay.
Yeah, after the mall, started driving school bus. But again, it was taking me away from. Well, school bus was cool, but it was still about a bunch of kids. But I couldn't really pick him up from school because I got to pick other kids.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
So I mean, I was there for about a year. Wasn't there too long.
Yeah.
They were so unorganized. One day I just didn't go. Maybe like let's say in February, right?
Mhm.
And one day I just had March, April, May, June, July, and I just went back one day in like July. I just walked in there.
What?
He was like, "Yeah, you driving today?"
Oh. Okay.
Wow.
even
They like
know.
you.
They must have liked you because I'm
That's
surprised they
funny.
fire you.
I ain't telling him I wasn't coming. I just
You just say, hey, I'll be back
didn't come.
a couple of
Wow.
months.
He walked in there. So, and then I started selling cars.
Wow.
I started selling cars at Kia. Yeah, Kia.
Okay.
Kia in Timonium.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was selling cars there. But again, you there from 9 to 9.
Mm.
You know, the
That's
man they talk.
a lot.
Then they can talk to you any kind of way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, and I really wasn't there. My son at the time, I'm really at work.
Yeah.
And then one day, I was late, 5 minutes late to a meeting. We had meetings on Saturday morning, so I was 5 minutes late.
Mhm.
So when I got there, everybody in there, the manager, foreign guy, said, "Yeah, you see what time it is?"
Ooh.
So my first instant, what are you talking
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you 5 minutes late.
Ah.
So I let him talk. I said, "You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and leave because it's about to get ugly, you know."
Mhm.
So I said, I don't know who you talking to. I mean, I don't know you can talk to everybody in here like that, man, and they
But
just
not
don't say
me.
nothing. But I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, So that's when I left, and that's when the clothes started at the mall.
Oh, so okay, so that was before
Yeah.
Okay.
you started seeing that
Mm-hmm.
that money come in. Okay.
Yeah.
So you realized, like you said, even just as a young age, just watching mommy, daddy. Well, not dad, because you say he was kind of like out there doing his thing, but everybody just like their own hustle, which is actually going to work and being, kind of being in prison.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
seems like you just decided, and it's sad to say, and I hate to say it like that because some people may like, well, she, but it's like you said, going to work.
Yeah.
It's a program.
It's a
Yeah.
program. You can't ask when you can leave, when you got, and then some jobs you have to clock in and out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know. You got to actually clock in.
Yeah.
So that's so you seen that.
Yeah. And I don't knock it. you know,
Yeah.
I don't knock it. Like my father, he had a job too. I think my father had a good job. He worked at the I think the railroad,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
the train,
The Amtrak
Yeah.
type
something
of
down there. I
thing.
think yeah.
Mm.
So, but he was a hustler too. So it was like,
Yeah, so he
you know,
had
yeah, yeah.
multiple
And I don't
income
knock the job. You know, in my mind, I think people should just use the job for what
yeah.
they need because the job is using them for what they need.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Get what you gonna get out of it. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
So that's why I was just saying, if a person have a job, let's say if a person been working since they've been 16.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I hate people who say, I've been working since I was 16, but they 30, don't even have $200 saved up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But they don't realize that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you working from 16 and you put, just say you put, I don't know, 10% up every time you got paid from, since you've been 16 all the way in, you're going to keep working all
Right.
the way until whenever.
Right.
How much that could be.
Exactly. From
Yeah, that's
16 to
a
30.
lot.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I would have did that when
Yeah,
I
Right.
first
put
started
money
working
away.
when I was
Yeah.
younger.
Then
Yeah.
that way, like sometimes people get laid off. You know, been on the job for 20 years and get laid off, and then
Right.
Have nothing. Mm-hmm.
But if you did something like that, then it's like, okay, well
You
now
good.
I'm good.
y'all use me, I use y'all, and this what
Exactly. That's your rainy day fund. You know,
Yeah.
you can do all those things
Exactly.
and still travel and go on trips if that's what you want to
And
do.
live your
Put that
life.
away.
Yeah.
I got.
Exactly.
Or mainly you put it away until it's enough for you to create your own machine that can create money.
Exactly.
That's the part.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So when
That's-
did? Sorry.
No. I'm. Go ahead.
When did you learn the importance of finances? I know the mall stand. It was a little like, still figuring it out. When did you figure it out?
So I had a friend, my homeboy. He was about 3-4 years older than me, but he bought a tax sale house one day. I think he paid $1,500 for the house
Okay.
and fixed it up and moved in there.
Oh.
And that was, I didn't know anything about that, but one day he was outside. He passed away now. He got killed years ago, but he told me about it. So he told me go downtown, get the book. The book was like $10 and look through it. And that's what I did one day. And I seen houses in there for like 2,000, 3,000.
Wow.
So I went and got one of them.
Mm.
And that's when that really started kicking in for us, like the financial thing,
Yeah.
trying to pay attention. But I started reading a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, financial books or self-help books. And,
Yes.
Yeah. Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
I was going to ask
Yeah.
you which some of the ones that you will read.
Richest Man in Babylon.
Mm-hmm.
Think and Grow Rich.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
I started reading those kind of books because I started going to like different seminars. They was talk about those books. So that's what really got me to reading that and started getting deep into the financial literacy part.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
And that helped you out a lot because even like looking at today where you are, it's just every time I talk to you, I gotta admit he got something new going on.
Something new.
But it's a good thing because it's so many different businesses and there's always money just coming in.
Yeah.
But you would think that Frankie and I say this all the time, like, but you be chilling. Like you're like, oh man, ain't doing nothing. It's because your businesses are working for you. So how did it get to that point? I mean, you gotta.
Oh, it was a struggle. It was a struggle.
Like.
Yeah, it definitely was a struggle for us, especially with the barbershop.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was 23 when I opened up the shop.
Oh wow.
So at 23, your average mind 23 ain't trying to open no business and
They not.
not around where I'm at anyway.
Yes.
So I had to really be focused
Mm-hmm.
and know what I wanted to do. So I was working in the barbershop for 2 years before I decided to think about getting a shop around where I grew up at.
Yeah.
The shop I used to go to when I was little.
Yeah.
Because it became vacant.
Mm, wow.
So the barber school owner, he showed me how to find the owner of a property when it's vacant. So I found the owners, wrote a letter. I think they was Chinese people from Virginia.
Okay.
And he wrote me back and told me where to go at. And that's how I got the shop.
And this is the one you're in currently now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So of course when we got it was we had to put it together. It was like a lot of stuff wrong with it. But me and my uncle, me and two of my uncles, we went in there and just did what we can do. And I opened up August 15, 2005.
And it's still running.
Mm-hmm.
Because even when I come, it's still people in there, people coming to get their hair cut.
Yeah.
Like that's amazing.
That's amazing.
Wow.
And to even to create that space where
Yeah.
people from a child and up are getting their haircut
The
at your
same place.
shop,
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
like on
And it's
the
still
movie
there, right? On
Barbershop.
Yes,
barbershop,
yes,
right? It's
yeah,
still
yeah,
there.
exactly.
And the neighborhood kids can come.
Yeah.
That's also a big thing that you should be happy
I
about.
do want to ask a quick question though, Frankie. Like you've been through all these things, all these businesses, different things like that. We haven't even got on your actual, your personal life, but
Mhm.
in all of this, was it any time that you wanted to just give up when your mental
Yeah.
just started just?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Mhm.
You got to be strong. You got to be strong.
Yeah.
You know, um, even with the shop, right?
Mhm.
I basically grew up in there, so I have friends, different friends. Neighborhood, street.
Right.
Friends that's involved in a lot of stuff. But but they still my friends, so I can't just,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna do that. People say you need to, don't. No, they still my friends. Before
Right.
all this, before everything, I look up to these people.
Right.
Whether they know it or not, a lot of people in my neighborhood that's older than me, they instill some things in me that I'm never gonna forget.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I would never not, no, y'all can't, I can't be around y'all.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Exactly.
no. But like during the times when the business slow down and money not coming in like you wanted to come, you think about selling, just like on barbershop.
Yeah.
When he
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
selling it,
You're right.
Yeah.
same thing. It's the
Yeah.
same thing.
Wow.
My shop got raided before,
Oh wow.
Mm.
because of my friends, because they hang around, but there wasn't nothing in there.
Yeah.
But they just,
That was tough though.
yeah. I dealt with all that,
Wow.
But again, I still didn't. Y'all can't come in here.
Yeah.
No, because they didn't disrespect me, have nothing in there, or try to hide nothing in there.
Mhm.
They just was hanging out front. They figured,
And they figured that was what it was.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
Wow.
How did you push through though? Like all of those like challenges mentally.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, you just go home and recoup,
Mhm.
think, and during that time, my kids were like my motivation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
During that time, I had a daughter by then.
Okay.
My daughter came when 2004, so a year before I opened up my shop.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah. Wow.
yeah.
So but you knew when you went home to those kids that you had to keep pushing.
Yeah,
There was no giving up at
no,
that point.
no giving up.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you might have a down day, but then you go home. My son, he was old enough to jump off the steps when I
Oh yeah.
come to the door. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
So
So I put the energy, put it back in me. Like I be
Yeah.
drained.
yeah.
Sometimes I be drained. You gotta figure, I'm young,
Mhm.
dealing with business people. Dealing with the business. Then you gotta deal with regular life.
Yeah.
2 kids.
Two
Right.
kids. Then people that's working for you. Everybody in there older than me, so they
Right.
got drama. I gotta.
Yeah.
It was still like a lot, right?
Yeah, like I'm gonna call me out. Y'all older than me. Everybody
Right.
older than me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But they
You-
come and telling me what's going on, what this person doing, what that person doing.
Mm.
Now that's so funny that you said it because you already had your kids. So where was the support? Did you have support from the mother or just like any type? Because you do a lot. Like, did you have that support
From the kids' mother?
from
Or
your
just family.
girl
Or just
or
anybody.
family or
Oh yeah. My family, they gonna support me to
good?
the utmost,
Good.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna do my own thing.
Yeah.
I ain't really gonna say much.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do it.
Mm.
You know, because some people don't understand how you move.
Mhm.
And I take risks a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to take nobody else. If I'm gonna lose or take the risk, it's gonna be because of me.
You.
And I don't
Yeah.
want to take nobody else stuff and be risking they lose and they
Yeah.
say nothing. But you know how people are.
Yeah.
Some people are, but they don't know about how that
Yeah.
stuff like that go.
Yeah.
Wow.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So would you say you can't be afraid to take risk if you want to get out of your current situation to get to that point?
Yeah, you got to be uncomfortable
Yeah.
because you get comfortable, then that's where you gonna be.
That's where you're
Gave
gonna be
up.
at.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
Wow.
you gotta take risks. I lost a lot. I lost times, on some times, but I learned.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm still learning.
Yeah.
You know, I opened up a Allstate, right?
Mhm.
Insurance company. That was a learning process. I was there for a few months, but I lost it.
Okay.
I wish I didn't, but I just didn't go at it like I should have.
Yeah.
Because that was like a big deal.
Because you didn't fully understand the business. Is that what it was?
I didn't fully
or-
understand, and it wasn't it fell in my lap, and then I just didn't
Okay.
Wasn't a
take
passion.
it serious. I took it for
Yes,
granted. You
that
know?
part of passion. Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
'cause that's what happens. Wow.
Yeah.
So that's what led me to get my insurance license, and
Mhm.
after the fact though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I ain't had it
I didn't
before. I
know
didn't
that
have it
you
like
didn't
that
have
before.
it until
No.
then. Wow. It's so funny, guys. What y'all? I don't know if you know Naya. But Frankie is actually who I do look up to. Which you probably don't know that I look up to you from.
Yeah.
But Frankie is the reason why my first book came out, A Step Out on Faith.
Wow.
I was living in California, and him and my brother Pop are best friends, and he just said, "Hey, ask Frankie. Frankie know, to me, Frankie knows everything.
Right,
Even if
right.
he don't know, he gonna figure it out. I don't know, but let me look, let me check."
Yeah.
So, that's why the first book came out. He sent me to, the publishing company, all of that, and then insurance. One day, it's so crazy. I'm gonna tell that story. I was sitting on my couch, and I was working at the office with you out there in Towson, and life was just crazy. And I called Frankie. I said, "Man, my electric off. This is crazy." Frankie said, "Go get your life insurance. Become a life insurance agent." I'm like, "Really?" I said, "I ain't got no money. I'm gonna pay for it." He paid for it. Got me the course. I'm now an agent, a career agent now.
Wow.
Yep.
We went in and I did it. So, yeah. So it's always good to have somebody that's in your circle like that. So I do.
Yes.
I do. I always look up to
Yeah.
him
Yeah.
for real.
Exactly.
Because I ain't gonna say he had all the answers, but I called it.
We got a lot of them.
He
But
most of the time got the
he
answer.
got the answer.
Because
Don't
he's
he,
been
Sarah?
through so many businesses and ups
Yes.
and downs.
Yeah.
So he usually will know.
He knows.
Wow.
So I want to thank you for that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I try to help people when I can. Always try to help people.
Yeah, you always
You
help.
got, but you got to.
Yeah.
You got to help people. People help me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are you into coaching now, like for entrepreneurship or just like finances?
My phone should be ringing. The many people I sit around and talk about, they complain about this. My phone should be ringing. I'm not gonna make nobody
Yeah.
do what they don't want to do, but I can tell them they know they can come to me. But I sometimes get tired of keep just
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah.
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 People not listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done been through so much for me to be talking and people not listening.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like whatever.
Yeah.
Gotta make sure they serious.
I'm here when you're
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah,
But
I'm here.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even with the insurance thing, right? Because I go out here and learn this stuff and I bring it back to my people so they can learn it.
Yeah.
But IULs
Mm-hmm.
with the kids.
Yeah.
Once I learned that, and I try to recommend everybody that I knew that had, even if they didn't get it for themselves, you got kids or
Yep.
get it one for them.
Yep.
My granddaughter wasn't even 3 months when I got hers.
Mm-hmm.
She
Yep.
almost 2 now, but she got money already generating
Yep.
in her through her policy.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time she ready to go to college or whatever she want to do,
She gonna be set.
It's her
Yeah.
money.
you
And that's so
Man.
crazy. We talk to people about it often.
Yeah,
They don't listen
all you
to
do
us.
is talk to them and let them know, and then it's up to them.
Yeah,
you know?
it's up to
Come when
them.
they're ready.
Yeah, and it don't take much, $50 to $100, maybe $200.
Yeah, just keep putting in.
Yeah.
Let it generate.
Just let it
Let
generate.
it compound and let it go.
Yeah.
But the
And
same-
especially with them being young, right?
Yep, but them being young is the best way. But they the same. Sometimes they be the same people who complain about they hate their job. They need to make more money. How can they make money? People come to me all the time, man. How can I make? I don't have that kind of answer. Like, how can you make money? Because I can't tell you how to start it. I
Yeah.
done started years ago. Now, if you'd have asked me years ago when I was starting how,
Right.
but the stuff I'm gonna say now is not gonna be.
It's not
probably
gonna make sense,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not gonna make sense.
Right.
you
They
know.
don't understand that.
But yeah, they come to me a lot. Like, but I do need to make some money. It ain't that easy. You gotta learn this stuff.
Yeah.
Go through stuff.
Yeah.
I can't just tell you, then you think you're gonna do it, and then
It's just gonna work.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
go through your trials and your
At
tribulations.
least read something. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
You have to at least say, yeah.
yeah.
Now, do you have success stories of people who actually did take your advice?
Oh yeah.
A lot of success stories.
I wouldn't say a lot, but it's some.
Good.
Yeah.
It's some.
Yeah.
All they did is just listen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know everything, but whatever they trying to do, 9 times out of 10, the people that whatever they trying to do, I tried it already or went through it.
Uh-huh.
Right. Right.
You know, like you
Tell you
said, you
how
wanted to
it
you wanted to start your book.
Yeah.
That was easy.
Yeah.
Brainer. But to you at the time, it was like, what I need
It was
to do.
brand new.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Wow.
That's true.
I helped someone start their Allstate insurance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Okay.
And it's up and running. But she was nervous. She was like, I can't, how I'm gonna do that?
Yeah.
But now all she do is just listen.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it don't take much to listen.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Whether you're gonna do it or not, just listen.
Mm-hmm.
It's just breaking the bad habit of being yourself at the end of the day. You read that book too. Well, we talked about that book with Dr. Joe Dispenza. Breaking the bad habit of being yourself, because really we are in our way. If you think about it,
Yep.
you are circling yourself for years and years and years and years and years and years.
And then like you said, like becoming comfortable, and this is what I'm trying to get out of, because I have, I was trying to do the Turo thing that I still want to do, and I reached out to Frankie so he could help me with it. He told me exactly what to do, and I was this close to getting it, and then it kind of fell through. But it's just like being in my comfort zone, and like not having that fear of failing or taking risk with a young child. But hearing your story, you had a child at 18.
Yeah.
And you were still
Taking all the
taking
risk.
risk. So that's super inspiring. My son, I'm 30 and my son is 7, so I should be able to do that now.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but it's a fear.
Right.
So is it just a mindset that you're just like, you just got to decide one day, you know what?
Yeah.
If I fail, I fail. Like,
Right.
Right. Get back
Yeah,
up.
you fail. You gotta get back up.
You just got to get back up.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Being comfortable is not. It's a benefit to it, because sometimes
Yeah.
you might gotta have a balance.
Yeah.
Because I might go too crazy and need somebody to like tell me chill. Like,
Relax.
chill, hold up. Balance. That's the comfortable person.
Right. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And I need that sometimes. But if I don't have that, then I'm just gonna go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'm like, why did I just do that?
Yeah.
And I gotta figure out
how you about to
Right.
How to get out of it.
What did I just do?
Yeah.
But so what do you say to that person that's like a Cher, somebody with kids, or like a me, where we're trying to get out of this matrix of the 9 to 5 and go out and have our own business and be an entrepreneur, but like you still got to pay the bills, you still got to do all these things, and the money isn't always coming in at first. So what?
First thing I tell you to get your budget, a customized spending plan. I'm gonna call it that.
Okay.
Get you a budget, let you see everything first. So you'll see the money you already making. If you need to make more money, but you'll see it. Then from there you can go ahead and figure out what's your talent or what you're good at to create money. But the first thing is that budget. That's the number one thing.
Yeah.
That's gonna show you everything.
Okay.
That's gonna show you everything.
I need to write that out.
Yeah.
And I feel like I have before.
I have too, but
I
then
need
I
to
feel like
do it.
from there, then like, what do I do?
It's difficult to keep going, but every month. I mean, in the beginning, I would tell somebody look at it every month, because it might change. It might change every month, but sometimes it stay the same. Then you gotta start playing with the numbers to see what you need to do. Cut out
what you can cut back on.
Yeah. Or now some people need to make more money, but they see it now.
Yeah.
At least when they see they need to make more money, that part is out the way. So now when they make more money, they can breathe a little bit better because they know where they can. It's extra coming.
Yeah.
I tell people this, like, people know what their blood sugar should be, right? People know what their blood pressure should be, the numbers, right? But people don't know or have no numbers for what their financial health should be.
I like that.
It's no right or wrong answers, but they don't have no clue.
Yes.
That's so true.
You're right.
So I might tell what I would tell a person is, I would say 50, 30, 20. If your financial health is 50, 30, 20, it's healthy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what I mean by 50, 30, 20, 50 is going to be the percentage that you spend on your bills, everything that needs to be spent.
Yeah.
30% is going to be from you can do anything you want to do.
Okay.
20% going to be your savings and paying yourself. So if you can get your numbers to be like that,
yeah,
you can breathe so much better.
Man.
And it might work. I mean, it might take some work to get it to 50, 20, 30, but you might, once you do your budgeting plan, it might be 70, 20, 10.
Right.
Then you'll see what you need to do to
Get it down.
get it to that level.
Right.
Yeah, just
Wow.
getting there.
And your financial health is will be good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You're gonna have
I
to
love
help
that.
me.
I
You're gonna help me
know.
write everything down
Yeah.
Yes.
and do my because I'll be calling you for
Yeah.
that. 'Cause
Yeah.
I
Do y'all-
need it.
For sure.
Do y'all remember when he came to class? I don't know if you was there now.
Yep,
Yes, I remember.
And we had
remember.
that.
I need
Yeah.
it again.
Yeah.
I need it
I
again.
Yes.
remember that again.
I did one person's and his was 99.
Wow, that's probably
99. So, but he didn't even realize it until he wrote it all on paper.
Wow.
He's seeing it now. He's like, damn, that's where his money is going. But he didn't have no room to do nothing.
Mm.
So now,
Wow.
he know he needed something else,
Yeah.
more
another
money.
job to
Oh wow.
start making
maintain.
numbers
Makes sense.
make sense.
Wow.
Man,
You know what, Frankie? I do want to move forward on something because I want to get this in. Like Naya said in a beautiful introduction, like first off, the books that you have written, and then how you actually started going into movies, and then how did you get? You know, it's so many things I want to ask about that,
How
right?
did that come about?
So the barbershop is the focal point.
Okay.
So many people come through the barbershop. You know, you meet so many people, you learn so many things. You know, so I think one of my barbers, his wife wrote a book. You know, it was cool. They were showing me how the process go. So I wanted, you know, I said I can write a book because I always could write.
Right.
So my Gus's went to Atlanta one time and came back with a card from a lady who said she helped people write books.
Okay.
So I called her, we hooked up, and I wrote the book.
Wow. And then what's the first book?
It was Family, Faith, and Money.
That one is the first book. Okay.
Yeah, so I wrote the book. It did good. You know, everybody was reading it. So I think they got the attention of some company in Atlanta. I forgot their name, but we drove to Atlanta to meet them. He had this big old mansion, put us in there. I don't know where he go, but he had us in there shooting pool and just a mine in the house and just so much stuff was in there.
Right.
And then he come back about an hour later to sit down and talk to us. I guess he thought our mind was all soaked in. Whatever he say, we gonna go with.
Okay.
So he was like, man, look, we like your book. We thinking about turning to a script. So we'll charge you. We normally charge $50,000 to write a script, but we'll charge you like I think he said 40. But we so excited, like yeah. And he was saying you can put it in a movie, and I said all right. I said well let me go back home, and then I get back to you. So while we driving home, you know, Atlanta, that's a 10-hour drive. I'm like man, I'm not paying this. You know, he was an older guy too. I'm not paying him to write my
What you can do.
script.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
yes.
when I got home, I figured out the software that I needed to write a movie script. Got it. My homeboy got it. Gnu got it for me. I learned it. I wrote the script. Had a casting call, and said, "Look, we about to."
Wow. I love that. I love that.
Then we shot that movie in 2.5 weeks.
Wow. Really?
Wow.
A whole movie?
Yep, the whole movie. We just
God.
riding every day.
Yeah.
Every day, clothes in the car, changing clothes in the car. We just going from location to location.
Wow.
You know, and got it done.
Wow.
Wow,
And
that
you
is
were in it
good.
and directed it?
Yep.
Wow.
man.
Wow. That's not
It's
easy.
amazing.
Yeah, it wasn't easy at all, especially dealing with so many different people. You got
Yeah, yes.
schedule. You got to be here this time. You got to
Yes.
be that time.
Yeah.
You know,
Wow. And that was the first
that was the
movie.
first movie.
Because you did how many movies?
I did 3.
Okay.
Second movie was more organized a little bit more because I knew a little bit more.
Yes.
I mean, we did it in 3 months.
Okay.
The second one, you know, that was one song, and then
Okay.
the third one I was a little bit more organized.
Right.
You know, third time
Do
around.
everything. Mhm.
Yeah, and that was called Child Support, the comedy. And I heard you say in the intro, Master P, he didn't pick it up. I was this close. We met in Vegas, and he looked over everything. You know, he a cool dude.
Yeah.
You know, seemed like just I was talking to one of the OGs around the way when I was talking to him.
Right.
Wow.
And when I got back to the room, later on the night, they called me. It was like, man, look, we like this movie, so we think we can do something. He was like, well, how you feel about? I said, look, man, because I guess he deal with people as though if they make a project, they hold on to it. They don't want nobody to have nothing.
Oh, so he wanted you to give all the rights and everything.
Yeah, he was
up.
just like, man, give it
Okay.
so we'll get the actors. We let you be a part of it. I said, man, you ain't got to say all that. Let's go.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so that was in the making. That was about to get done. This was January probably like 29th of that year. COVID hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it
COVID
was
hit March,
it just,
shut everything down, shut the studios down,
Yeah.
shut everything. down.
Everything.
yeah. So y'all just never
Dang.
never circled back around.
He was.
to it and
I
stuff.
think.
Yeah.
I think P at the time was getting into the film.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I probably would have been
Yeah.
his
The
first.
one.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
But then I guess he went different direction once the pandemic came.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And shut down.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I haven't talked to him. Since. But yep, I was that close. But I didn't. I wasn't mad because
Yeah.
you know
Yeah. So
he was on my vision board. Always wanted to meet him. And
Wow.
It came.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
even though I had to pay what I paid to sit down with him,
Good.
but
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it sounds like you were never scared of success. Like so many people are scared of success, but you were put in these positions. Go meet this
Yeah.
person. Go fly here. Go, and you're just like, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, where did that come from?
That's actually my first time flying 5 hours by myself.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Really?
But you just did it.
yeah, I just had to go.
Going to Cali?
We
Or
met
were
in
y'all
Vegas.
in Vegas? Okay.
Vegas.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow, that is amazing.
yeah.
Now, the movie that went to the movies. I want to hear. Well, let's talk about that.
Oh, so all of them. So I put the first one in the movie theater in the Senator.
Okay.
So one day I'm just riding past, and you know they got the marquee out there, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking like, oh, how can my movie name, my name get on that marquee?
Right.
So something told me just go in there and ask him. So I went in
I
there.
know that's right.
I pulled over when they asked him. He was like, well, just pay. You got the movie? I said, yeah. He said, well, told me what the price was, and let's make it happen.
Wow.
Wow.
See,
And
It's
you got
that
to play
easy.
in
All you
there.
have to do
Wow.
is ask.
Yeah.
He always,
Right.
from what
Right.
I'm hearing in your story is you're curious about something, you ask it,
Yes.
you learn the process, and you just
And he do it.
execute the
Yeah.
process.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it sounds so simple too.
It does.
Like the way-
Right.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
just ask, and that's what happened. And next thing you know, the name was in the movie, it was up on the lights.
Wow.
We had that first movie. We had like 800-900 people there.
No way.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Wow.
That's a blessing.
Amazing.
The media should have been there, but of course they wasn't there. Unless somebody probably would have got shot or something.
Yeah.
Who was supposed to be?
Yeah.
I mean, the media.
media.
The media.
Oh yeah.
This was 900.
We was
Yeah.
dressed up. It was nice,
Wow.
you know. But
That is so nice.
yeah,
Wow.
I bet that made you feel just so proud of yourself because you did a lot to get it there.
yeah. But it did. But I had no time to really soak it in.
Oh,
I'm thinking about what's going to be the next.
what's the next?
Ah.
Frankie. Yes.
Wow.
Just automatic that way, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From people looking at outside, and they probably looking at it like, yeah, I know he proud. I mean, yeah,
That's a
of course
great
proud of it.
accomplishment.
It's the idea that it came out that I put together.
Mhm.
But in my mind, that's what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you think there's ever going to be a time where you're like, you're done, like you're like retired from your many endeavors?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, well, the last film when my homeboy came missing, you know, he was in my films.
Mm.
That kind of set me down for a minute,
Mhm.
you know, because we was about to do the 4th movie.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah. But I stopped. I had stopped writing for
Yeah.
years.
Wow.
that was a lot
Yeah.
Yeah.
to deal with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then maybe a year or two ago, he would come in my dreams sometime.
Mm.
You know, like what we doing? What we doing?
Mm-hmm.
It seemed real. Like
Yeah.
basically like saying, well, you stop writing.
Why did you
Wow.
stop?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he basically saying, get your butt up and
Get
get
your
out
feet
there.
Right.
back out
Right.
there.
Work.
Yep.
Have you
Yeah.
started writing again?
Yeah, I started.
Okay.
I was going to do a play. That was my next thing to do a play.
Yeah, I remember you speaking about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
When he seen our play. Seven Doors is the one he came to. He said he wanted to do that.
Okay.
Get that done.
And I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see you doing that.
Yeah.
Selling that out.
Mm-hmm.
And in my mind, I always, like I was telling one of the playwright guys who I think writing a play is harder. But he was like, man, you wrote a book and a
And that's easy.
Yeah.
A play.
I said, man, I think to me it's like a play is like hard.
Mm.
That nah.
No,
It's not bad.
it's simpler.
Huh?
It's more simple because you have to you have more space to be creative.
Yeah.
So you can leave a lot of things up to the audience's imagination. You don't have to fill as many holes as you do with the movie. You know what I mean?
I think that's where I'm looking at it, because I'm thinking like, well, what location is this gonna be? This location is gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just my job is just to write the play
And just let it happen.
Let whoever do that part.
Right.
Do
Figure
that.
it
That's
out.
their job.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Listen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. And you just
Man.
find that theater that you want to have it in and just make the
Yeah.
stage come to life.
Yeah.
You know, so That's just really amazing. These things that you're doing. It was another question I wanted to ask you.
I know I wrote down
Let's
some.
I wanted to talk a little bit about your daughter. I'm so impressed with this young lady.
Yeah.
Just everything that she's doing.
She's
Just
a
how
mini Frankie.
she's a mini you.
Yeah.
Could you tell us just a little bit about what she's doing now?
Yeah, my daughter, she's in LA, in college,
Mm-hmm.
taking up film. Like she been in my film since all my films. So she was,
Okay.
I think, 4.
Oh wow.
My first film, she was in it.
Wow.
She been in all of them. But yeah, she wrote a book when she was 11.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So she a real estate agent. She's a real estate agent when she was turned 18. So she's
I
not
love
18,
that.
Mm-hmm.
So she be going. She got it, the ambition to want to
Yes.
do things,
Yeah.
independently. So she doing good. She into the schoolwork.
Mm-hmm.
And she, growing up.
Yeah.
And she also have a clothing line as well. Correct?
Yeah, she was doing a clothing line thing too.
Okay.
But she was trying to do it. She's doing a lot. Trying to do a lot, but I get it.
Yeah.
See me do it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she just
want
gets
to
into
fill
it.
those
Yeah.
shoes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you
Wow.
feel like fulfilled? Because compared to your childhood and then seeing your children's childhood and how you raised them, do you feel fulfilled? Like, do you feel good?
Yeah, I feel good. I feel good about both of them.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know. They don't know what it's like not to have
Mm-hmm.
a
Yes.
father like that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And it's hard to tell them
Mm-hmm.
because they don't.
That's all they know.
That's all they know.
That's all they
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is.
But sometimes, I worked for a mentorship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I would have the kids around them, and they would see like these kids don't even eat Chick-fil-A. They don't even eat crab cakes. They don't know nothing.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
All they want is McDonald's.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
And
'Cause that's all they
sometimes they'll be around and see this, like, so something gotta, like, damn,
Yeah.
who knows? I don't know.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, but you like kids though. Kids don't listen. They don't care. It don't matter what you're doing.
Yeah.
They still got their own.
Yeah.
Their own vision.
They gonna grow up.
You just gotta let them do that, like you said.
That's one thing, Matt. When I was sitting down talking to P, he told me that, man. He said, man, it don't matter what you think, how they should go, how you might. You never know how they might turn out.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
never know. It don't matter how much you do.
Yeah. That's true.
Let's put your best foot forward.
Yeah, and they catch on. They, when they ready to catch on or listen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sounds like your kids did that though.
Yeah, exactly.
They followed in your footsteps.
They did.
That's good.
Yeah,
Wow.
and they still young, so I can't expect them to think how to
Be doing what you was doing
Yeah.
at 23.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you had
it was different.
Yeah.
Exactly. Parenting was different. They pretty much have everything that they probably ever wanted. I'm sure you did take care of all
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good thing. And even with the mentoring program, like how did you get into that?
Just by being around the basketball, because I was a
Okay.
basketball dad since my son was 4.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh.
So it's being around that and just getting connected with people that was doing it.
Yeah.
And then
Right.
plus, you want to do that for some of these kids. 'Cause,
Mm-hmm.
and what I done seen through that program is like something I can't even believe how they keep living,
Yeah.
Mm.
you know.
Wow.
So
One time, man, I had dropped the kid off. Well, he didn't have no. His grandmother needed some money, Thanksgiving, because she had no way to feed
Oh.
for Thanksgiving.
Oh.
So we helped out with Thanksgiving. But I was pulling up to the door. I seen a little kid throwing a football outside, and I'm looking. I thought he had slippers on,
Mm-hmm.
but they wasn't slippers. His front of his shoes was flat
Oh,
all the way like
poor
up.
baby.
I mean,
Yeah.
he running and he just happy.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
don't know.
He don't
Yeah.
So
know.
I'm looking at him, a man, and come look, and I'm like, "Shorty, come here." I say, "Man, where you have shoes at?" He said, "I don't have no more."
Mm.
I said, "What size you wear?" He like, "I don't know."
Right. He like,
Size,
give me-
size and the shoes are already gone.
yeah. So
I said, "Man, take them shoes off and throw them in the alley." I think my daughter had a pair of old Jordans in the back in the trunk,
hmm
and I gave him to him. Man, he was so happy.
Oh,
Wow.
Yep.
that's a beautiful
But
thing.
he was just playing, just running around playing football, shoes flapping, no.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Man, where your parents?" He's like, "My mother in the house," but I ain't like telephone.
Yeah.
I just gave him the shoes, put them on, to say throw them in the alley. Yep.
Told him,
Wow.
"Go in the alley."
He said, "Throw them away."
Get them out of here.
But just this one, there's so many,
Yeah.
so many.
Wow.
You know, so a lot of these kids, a lot of these kids not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, they bad because
Their
That's what
environment.
they invite. Yeah.
Yeah.
environment.
That's all they know.
You know,
Yeah.
they don't be having no clothes. You know, you can't expect the kid that want to go to school and be
Yeah.
functional. He don't have no clothes, like none.
Right.
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 You know,
That's true.
Because you don't feel good.
no, at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah,
You know,
Wow. That is so sad.
that's real sad.
It is.
So what would you say that you're passionate about? You have all of these different things. Is the passion in the hustle of things, or is the passion in just the satisfaction of helping people with the multiple businesses, or where does your passion come in?
I think my passion is more helping people.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
and I don't go around saying I help this person, help her, help this. Nah, they know who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be out
Yeah,
there broadcasting.
they know, but I just like I have so much information, and sometimes I forget.
Mhm.
Sometimes I forget I even know it. If a person asks me, I'm like, oh yeah,
Oh
Like,
yeah.
oh, okay.
Right. You just
Study
study
that.
that stuff so much.
I'll show you how to do that.
Man.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
You know, Frankie, it sounds like, well, I'm not even going to say it sound like, I guess because I know you, I know that's what you do. But what you said was that was a part of your vision board. You sound like you're a great manifester,
Mm-hmm.
very, very great manifester. And you say what you want and you go out there and you get it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you put it out there for it to be done.
yeah.
Now, do you actually take the time? Because we'll do it in class, like doing vision boards and stuff like that. Do you write a lot of the stuff that you want? Do you put it all in pictures and just have an actual board?
Well, the last one I did an actual board.
Okay.
You know, I did an actual board, got a bunch of pictures and put it together.
Yes.
But for the most part, I might write the goal down. So if I say I want to open up or if I say I want to get 2 rental properties, right?
Yes.
That's the goal. I write down. All right, what's the first step to
Yep.
get into rental properties? I might send some marketing out. So I'll scratch that goal off. Second one. Wait for
Yeah.
get call back. Did I get a call back? And once I get a call back, I scratch that off. Go see the project. Scratch it all the way out until I get to the bottom.
Yes. Yep.
You know? So that's
Yeah.
that's what anything you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Just put it and put the reason. I mean, how you gonna get there?
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yes. That's amazing.
Even
though.
if I ask somebody where they want to be in 5 years, whatever they say, all right. But if I ask them how you plan to get there, they don't know.
They don't
No
know.
clue.
They just
Yeah.
know that's what they want.
Right.
Yeah.
But then when they write it down, it started to make
does.
sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely believe in manifestation and the universe. That works.
It does.
I
Yeah.
don't care what nobody says.
Mm-hmm.
You know, right?
I
Yeah.
did it so much,
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
and it worked.
It does. I was looking at one of my vision boards from probably like 2 years ago, and I'm just be laughing like, dang, like I can really check this off because I did every single thing, or even just like my list that I write and my hit lists and stuff. Like I'm like,
Yep.
dang, I'm doing everything, so it works.
Yeah.
And it sounds like the key to it all is actually working toward it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
that's the key.
Yeah.
You know, because we'll create our vision boards and we'll look at it and we'll wish,
Just leave it.
but we're not
You're not
Right.
working.
Doing that.
Yeah.
toward
Yeah.
each thing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
Wow.
That's
You
exactly
have
what
to
it
work
is.
towards everything that you want in life.
I got a homeboy though who well, we've been homeboys since he used to wear high waters back in like years ago, like 90s. And we talked like for years.
Right.
And he know like a lot of stuff that I know.
Mhm.
You probably can go ask him and he can tell you he don't do it. My man
Wow.
Pop, you know.
Oh wow.
He-
With the high waters
Yeah.
on, I got.
but he know it. If you ask him, he know how to tell you.
Yeah, he does.
Mm.
He does know because he'll tell me, yeah, what Frankie said, you do it. Let it.
Right.
This
He
is what you got to
knows.
do.
Yeah.
He knows it.
Right. So
Yeah.
like that. Like so one day he might just I know this, I might just try it. You know,
Yeah.
never know.
Yeah.
Mm.
Sometimes people just gotta get tired, you know, or just want it more.
One more.
One more.
One for them. Yeah.
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 They'll get it done.
Yeah. 'Cause
But
you
yeah.
start to feel like with me and I'm blessed to have my job and to make what I do and all
Mhm.
that. But creatives, and I feel like I'm very similar to you. I'm an artist. I
Right.
feel like, and there's nothing wrong with it. People get their dream job and they work that, and there's nothing wrong with it. But for me, it feels like a jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like too
Feel
much of a
trapped.
program. I
Yeah.
feel constrained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely taking some things for you and just face my fears and like,
Yeah, you gotta face your fears.
Yeah.
Like I say, nothing wrong with a job. Just use them for what they
yeah.
use. Yeah,
Use
they
it,
using you.
save it.
They definitely using you,
Yeah,
right?
you.
Shoot.
That's for sure.
So use them.
Exactly.
That's what it's for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get around and get in some rooms where you don't know nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I try to
Yeah.
find rooms where I don't know nothing. Like around people
Yeah.
where I don't know nothing, because I'm gonna come out the room. I'm gonna know.
You gonna know
I'm gonna
more.
know more.
Yeah.
That is so true.
That
because
part.
when you had me sit down at that real estate meeting that we went to, I knew nothing about nothing. I'm just sitting there listening, but I'm like, oh, I didn't know that you could do this or you could do that. Like, I was in a room full of people, I knew nothing, but I was there,
Yeah.
and it felt good.
Yeah.
Like, Frankie, when we coming back? I
Right.
don't think we ever went back. I think we went to Africa at that point. You still go though, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I met people there, did some things that there.
Yeah.
And you were so excited. You're like,
I
Shira, you have to come.
That's how I go. That's the energy. That's how I should go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was good.
I go out of town. I go to Florida. Go out there to sit in those rooms. And
Yeah.
learn stuff. By myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. But I
You
come
learn
back with a bunch of knowledge that I had no clue about.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep. Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So with all that you do, when do you find time to decompress? Enjoy your accomplishments? Do you travel? What do you do?
Oh, now I'm starting to travel. A
Normal.
little more.
Okay.
I don't mind getting on a plane, going somewhere by myself.
Okay.
That's good.
Because when I go there, like when I was in Texas, a couple months ago, I looked for a real estate.
Go there working.
I'm going. What is it called? Bright.
Oh, Eventbrite.
Eventbrite.
Oh, yeah.
I looked for a real estate.
I'm not playing with you.
And I found one. And I went there.
Yeah.
People there.
Wow. But you enjoy that stuff though.
Yeah,
That's what
to
you
do it.
enjoy.
Like.
Mm-hmm.
Go
Yeah.
People and meet people that's trying to got the similarities in their mindset.
Yep.
Yeah.
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 So what active business are you working on currently that you're really pushing right now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the home improvement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Of course, it's barbershop. I was gonna be there. Home improvement and real estate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the things that you're really focusing on. And,
Yeah.
Forefront.
and if anybody wanted to come, find your business for home improvement or real estate, would they just find you online?
They can just go to Frankie Jones. Frankie Jones on, I guess, on Instagram. I'm not really too big on.
Uh-huh.
It's on there.
Yeah.
Find my phone number. Just call me.
Right.
And we're going to
We'll
put
put your
it.
name on
We're
the
gonna
screen.
We're going to put your name.
Right there,
Yeah.
like-
So they can reach out for
Or
home.
text me or something. Yeah.
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 I
DM
don't check.
you.
Like I don't be on like social media checking.
Yeah, messages and stuff.
Nah.
Okay.
Just text. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
I love it.
So, tell me this is too personal, but do you have a special lady in your life that's supporting you through all of this?
Wow.
No, because
yeah.
that's important. too.
That's
That's something
important.
very
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
That's good.
You do. I love
Good.
that.
Yeah.
Yay.
I
Support.
love that.
Support 1000%.
Good.
Mhm.
Good. You
Man.
need that. I feel like, especially as a
We all-
man,
yeah.
a black man, especially.
Yes.
you need
Just
that.
to have that woman beside
That woman.
you
Yep.
Yep.
who's
pushing
supportive
you,
because
yeah.
that's hard to come by.
Yes.
Yes,
sometimes.
it really is.
Like somebody who's actually supportive of you
Yeah.
and all of
Not
your
just
endeavors
using you. Mhm.
and not just using
Yes,
you,
Mhm.
'cause that's a lot
especially if
to
you're a man
happen.
of wealth.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, that's actually really great to hear, Frankie.
And not not just
I
like,
get so excited for him.
yeah, not just just overall. Like
Hmm.
even if you try to eat better, might make sure you eat better.
Yeah,
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Every
Exactly.
little thing. Every little
being
thing
your
matters.
cheerleader, being your
Yeah.
partner.
Yeah.
We all need that.
You need it. Mm-hmm.
Cause either way, you bleed red just like the rest
Right.
of the people. So if anything happened to you, at least she's there to pick up, some pieces or help you out,
Be
you know,
your
nurture
zen.
you back into. Yeah, I mean,
be your
we-
peace.
Be your peace.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Man,
And
That's
we covered
good that
a
you have
lot,
that.
y'all.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
covered a lot. Is there anything that you want to say before we go into what divine note are you on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any
Anything
last
that we
things?
missed? Words
No.
of wisdom.
Just whatever you want to go, just whatever you're trying to do. But everything in the back of your mind that you fear, just do it.
Yeah.
Just try it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Try it. keep reading, keep learning, keep getting in these rooms where you don't know nothing, or you find them.
Yeah.
They out there.
Yeah.
I like that.
I love that.
Think big.
Yes.
Always, every day. You got to think anyway. So why not think?
Why not think big,
Yeah,
right?
right.
You always
Gotta
got a
think
1,000 thoughts
anyway.
in your mind.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
love that.
And I feel like it's better to say you tried it than to have not ever tried it at all.
Yeah, not ever
Like,
done
You
it.
never know if you don't
even
try
if you fail,
it. Yeah,
but
you won't
at
know.
least you tried.
Yeah,
You won't know.
you're right about
Yeah.
that.
All
Man.
right.
And failing, it's not. It don't feel too bad.
It doesn't,
No.
because you get right back up and try
Right. It's
again.
like falling off a bike when you're a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, it's scary before you ever do it, but once you fall,
Yeah.
like, oh, I can do this. I can do.
Yeah, I
I
do it
yeah,
again.
I
It
can
wasn't
do it
that
again.
bad.
Yeah.
And
do it
just
again.
try it
Yes.
again and actually do it, and then you'll be successful the second, or third time,
Exactly.
or fourth time, or whenever.
Yes.
Yep. By that time, you'll know how to put your feet down. You'll know how to stop it. If the brakes ain't working, you'll know how to put your feet down and stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Or stop it with your feet on the back of the tire. You know?
Yeah.
But just don't stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true.
Wow.
I love that.
Wow. Thank
Yeah.
you so much,
know,
Frankie.
Frankie.
This
This
was
was
so
good.
amazing.
This was good. It's a lot of gems in this.
Yes.
I'm rewatching this and and
Taking
taking some notes.
girl.
Yes.
Literally.
So before we get into Divine Note, now, would you like for people to, people who are ready? I mean, are you willing to, put something together to help these people with
Yeah, no
finances
question. Yeah, no question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we could get something together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody
You wanna-
watching.
Yes.
Get some.
We can get like a little workshop together or put
And
something together.
That'll be
Just
great.
be kind of like throw it out there.
Just let
Yeah.
me know.
Yeah. Even like a live or
A
people can ask
live.
questions. Yeah.
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 Something like that.
Yeah, I think that'd be a really great thing for us to do.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it'll blow their mind once they see how they spending
Yeah.
on paper
Mm-hmm.
and where their money is actually going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Blow their mind.
Yeah. You know, we need to start asking people in the comments. Comment if you do
Yes.
want to mentor with Frankie
Yes.
or do a workshop, and if you'd like on a Divine Note to host something like that, because
Yeah.
we could partner with Frankie Jones
Yeah.
on
Yep.
this.
Mhm.
So yeah, comment below.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yes,
Let us know,
definitely
y'all.
comment
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So
It's good.
It's good.
This was
Thank y'all for
good.
having me.
of
Yeah.
course.
Yes.
We have one little ending question that we do every episode. And the question is, what divine note are you currently on in your journey? So pretty much like what note are you on? Are you on a note of learning, a note of, I don't know,
Healing,
healing,
living, love,
transforming, loving?
Building.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everything you said.
All of it.
Building, of course, building.
Right.
Learning. I'm always learning.
Yeah.
You know, I'm always in Barnes and Nobles buying, getting books,
Yeah.
living more,
Yeah.
and peace.
Mm.
Yeah.
Beautiful thing.
Peace.
Love that.
And I'm like being your peace.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I'm seeing seeing that.
Yes.
Wow.
Love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Man.
That's a beautiful thing.
What about y'all? What note are you on?
Divine notes. Why don't I ever think about this question before
Right
I come in?
before-
Sure, I don't either. I'm thinking about it right now.
I don't ever do
No,
that.
divine.
Go with
Gotta
shit.
do better, y'all.
I think I'm just on a divine note of building,
Yeah.
and trying to get out of my comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
It's so crazy, yeah, because that's where I'm at right now. I've always wanted to have multiple streams of passive income. I do not desire to work.
Yeah.
I want to travel and live
Yeah.
my life,
Do
and
whatever.
sing and be creative.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
And I want my money to just make itself and to come into my
Yes.
account.
Mhm.
So definitely building and figuring out an exiting plan.
Yes.
Because I figured out this plan to get the job and to do all the things that I want to do and to create stability for my son and myself. So I did that now. I never created an exit plan to how to go to a different level of
Yes.
things. So yeah, I'm on that note right now.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
I
love
love
that.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would say a note of learning. I'm on a divine note of learning. I have been learning a lot of things with just business alone, finances, what I want to do, where I want to go, what I do when I don't want, who I do when I don't like,
Yeah.
who I want in my life, who I don't want in my life,
Right.
learning people. There's
Exactly.
so many things that I've been learning. So it's broad.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
been learning.
Learning.
Patience.
Mhm.
Very, very, I've realized I'm very patient, very mindful in what I say, what I don't say, how I get my point across without being nasty with it. Just listening and taking it in and soaking it all up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some might call me a sucker, but I just like to. I might be a sucker, but I soak things and I listen.
Yeah.
I listen and I'm learning a lot.
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot. So
That's
learning.
good. Love that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am on the note of authenticity. Just really, we change with the season. So I'm like, who is Naya in this season? What does she want? What's next for her? Like, what's the next thing?
Yeah.
That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, I love
and just
that.
who am I right now? Who am I going into this 24th year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who am I going to be? Who do I want to be?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. You learn so much.
Yeah.
Love that.
This was good, y'all.
This was good. I love
Thank
it.
you so much, Frankie.
Thank you, Frankie. Yes.
Yes.
Guys, make sure that you like, you comment, you subscribe, and you share.
And like in that moment.
Like right now.
While
Stop
you
the
watching
video.
it.
Right. And like
the video.
Comment.
Comment. Subscribe.
Share.
Anybody have anything else to say before we end this beautiful On the Divine note? Any last minute?
Any last words?
Oh, we're good.
Anything?
No, my words is really just talk to Frankie. Finances is real.
Yeah.
And get your mental health together because finances and mental health actually ties completely in together.
Mm-hmm.
They like best friends.
Along with your physical health.
And
all of it.
Eat good. Try to eat better than you did yesterday or last month. Try.
Yeah.
I know it's hard, but
do it.
But do it.
Yeah.
At least give it a try.
Yeah. Give it a try.
What we going to say, y'all? Try harder. Everybody out there today, try harder.
But we will see all of y'all in the next episode.
Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. Remember to subscribe, like, and share, and follow us on all social media platforms.